All right. Hello, everyone. Sorry about that little delay there. We had some issue with Zoom. It did not want to let us connect into the group. Um, Maybe just some connection issues over here today. No big deal, though. Better late than never. And I want to start off by introducing who I have on the phone with me today or on the webinar with me today. You all know Stephen Joseph. Stephen works with me at the Social Agent, Lead Source Management, Realty Solutions, my brokerage. He does a little bit of everything. And then Marcus Boudreaux. Some of you already know Marcus from Legacy Credits. He is the owner of Legacy Credits and helps out LSM, the social agent, Realty Solutions with all of our credit repair needs and all of our agents. But what most people don't know is that Marcus also runs the call center for the social agent and lead source management. Um, Now, for those of you who don't know, and I know a lot of you get confused by this. Um, the social agent and lead source management are sort of one and the same, but they're also separate. And let me explain to you what I mean by that. This will be and I think I'm going to do this and give this explanation on every single webinar we do, so that the newcomers can get kind of a grasp on what it is. So the social agent was and always has been developed to teach agents how to lead generate on their own. It's a one-time fee training. Cost depends on how many ads you do or whether or not you do the video version of the one-on-one. But basically, it teaches you how to take control of your marketing. You don't have to spend monthly on my service. You're learning how to do it, and you're controlling your destiny with that. There are a number of agents out there that prefer that, and it's been successful, as you can see from the group. Lead source management came about 2.5 years later because I realized over time there are a lot of agents out there who either aren't technical enough and don't feel comfortable enough running their own ads, or they're just simply too busy and don't have time to run their own ads. And they would rather have us do what we do best and run our ads for them, do all the follow up for them, and handle the process from A to Z, basically. And then they take over once they have a warm lead. Um, Basically the only thing those agents have to do on that side is they, follow up a little bit more on the leads that come in. Otherwise, all the technical aspect is handled by LSM, but that is a monthly fee service. No matter what side of the ball you're on, though, you can always work with Marcus on a personal level. You can work with Marcus on what we are about to announce to you today. I'm going to save that for Stefan and Marcus to do. But we want to bring you guys some value and also show you just how valuable we are from the social agent and from LSM and from Marcus with Legacy Credits, who is now running the LSM and social agent call center. Stefan, I'll let you take it over from here, and then I'll chime in with answers or questions as we go.
Sure. All right. Appreciate that, William. So, what we're going to get into today, we're going to talk about missed opportunities where, we all want those leads that are ready to go, that don't need any kind of credit repair and all that kind of stuff. And, something that over 60% of people in the US need something on their credit removed before they can buy a house. That's just the nation that we live in. It's the nature of the beast. So how do we actually take that, leverage those clients, not just lose opportunity, but turn them into long-term clients, actually end up getting referrals off of those clients and everything. So something we're passionate about, and just remember, I've said this before, everybody is somebody to somebody, right? Just because someone's having a little bit of trouble right now doesn't mean that they're not important to somebody in their life that makes a bunch of money, or doesn't mean they're not going to be somebody that makes a bunch of money. I'm just going to open with this because it just made me laugh thinking about this. So, just be personal, right? In 2009, whatever, I went through a terrible time, went through a divorce, all kinds of stuff. My credit score was like a 530. I just checked it the other day. I'm like 820, right? So if somebody back then was looking at me going, well, this guy doesn't have anything, and he went through all these terrible things and whatever, I don't want to work with him. Now they'd be knocking down my door to get that. So we don't ever want to treat anybody a different way because they might be passing through something on their way somewhere. So Marcus, transitioning over to you. Tell me a little bit about, where you came from. How did you get into this business? How long you guys been doing this? Just tell me a little bit about you so people can get to know you a little bit better than they do right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first, let
Hey,
me say thank you for being here. Hey, William, were you about to say something?
yeah, I'm sorry, guys. Real quick, just for anybody listening to the webinar, if you guys have questions, please ask. I am monitoring the box, and I will I'm monitoring the message box, and I will kind of chime in between and try to answer those questions for you guys as we go. So please feel free.
Absolutely, yeah. William, thank you for having me. Stephen, appreciate you and everything that you do. You guys are awesome. I can personally say that I talk to a lot of real estate agents, and they always have great things to say. You've helped a lot of people, and that's what it's really all about. So thank you for having me here today. So my journey in credit repair was accidental, honestly. I was in a position with a mortgage company, doing a little work. I was very young. I was 18 years old. And we started out helping people and trying to prepare them for a buying experience. And I started dabbling with credit repair a little bit. And within 12 months, we had thousands of people that had joined the credit repair program that I'd started. And it morphed into this whole desire and mission to help people purchase their home. I grew up in a really awesome home. And it's probably, if I can say what impacted my childhood the most, the thing that I think about is growing up. I grew up out in the country, little house, literally in a cornfield, 10 miles from the outskirts of Dallas. And so I had a country life at home, and then we would go into town every day, and I had so many good memories there. And I remember starting off in the career, and there was so much passion that I would hear story after story of people going, man, I want to get a home. I want to start a family. I want this. I want that. I don't know how to do it. And there was no solution. And so I stepped up and said, hey, I really want to create a company, and I want to work with people like William and like Stephen. And I want to work with people that make this dream a reality of purchasing a home. So that's how I started out in the business. And we've been working with real estate agents for the last, I keep saying 15 years, but it might actually almost be 16 years now. We've been in this industry, helping people and repairing credit and everything else in between.
Awesome, man. Appreciate that. So I'll start off with a couple of, hot questions, people on top of people's minds. And by the way, if you're listening, William hinted at it at the end, we're going to talk about a 48-hour challenge. Be really exciting, but hang on with us to the end. But right now, we'll talk about some practical things. What are some of the worst misconceptions that either realtors have or people who are struggling with credit repair have? Take it away. What do we just need to know?
Yeah, you tapped on it a little bit there in the beginning. I had a lady that did not tell her backstory to a mortgage officer. She came and she talked to me. The mortgage officer, he called me, said, hey, I have no idea on this one. Just talk to this lady, figure out where she's at, how you can help. So I ended up getting on the phone with her. The lady had went through this battle with cancer. So had a great job, lost her job, tons of medical debt. It all went, the insurance messed up everything, paid off half the bills, didn't pay the other half, tons of collections, destroyed her credit. She had beat cancer, was back on her feet, had a good job again, and had destroyed credit. So I listened to her, I heard her story, and I took the next steps that she needed in order to, start that journey of purchasing a home. So I think the first misconception is that, not everyone that has a low credit score even deserves that low credit score. I've seen people, I had a guy call me one time and said, hey, I need help removing a foreclosure. And I was like, well, tell me about that. And he goes, I don't know what to tell you. I'm sitting in my home right now, and I want to sell this house and I want to buy a new one. But when I went to go check on my credit, I have a foreclosure, but the foreclosure is reporting on a house that I'm currently sitting in. I'm on my couch right now calling you. And so I run across that medical debt on people's credit before they were born, which is kind of hard to go to the hospital if you're not born yet. Just crazy stuff like that. There's a lot. These are people.
These credit bureaus are not always accurate. Like, how inaccurate are they?
I don't think I've ever pulled a credit report and seen complete accuracy. And what I mean by that is if you go even to your own credit report and you look like in the detailed notes between TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax, and you look at like the date of creation, if you have a significant amount of accounts, the date of creation won't match one company might say it's a revolving and then the other one doesn't. The dates will be off. So I've never seen a credit report that is completely accurate between all three credit bureaus if you dig down deep in each account.
And hey, let me ask a question.
Yeah, I was going to mention you, William.
Marcus, so I want to give my clients and my group members something to kind of go on here. Marcus, of all people, if anybody knows me, you know me. So, guys, just to give you guys a little background, I met Marcus I got referred to him. I think this is how I met you, isn't it? I got referred to you personally for credit repair by someone who used you at some point to repair their credit. Guys, I had an issue a couple years ago. You guys will probably be like, "Really? You had issues with your credit?" Yeah, I didn't. Shit happens, right? It just is what it is. And my credit score went from like 780 to like, what was it, Marcus? Like 580, 600 maybe, something like that.
Yeah.
A year and a half later, well, it is a year and a half later now, but Marcus, I don't even know if I told you this, but I hit 750 about a week and a half ago.
That's awesome.
I don't know what came off. I haven't looked, but it went from like 680 to 750 across the board. So I'm assuming some major stuff came off, but guys, I'm not ashamed to say that because we've all been there. Stuff happens. Right. We've had stuff hit our credit reports that we don't know about. But anyway, my question to you, Marcus, and I think this is going to make a lot of the people that watch this webinar relate to you, is what is the correlation? What do you see? We lost your video, by the way. What do you see as far as a correlation between your frequent flyer agents that use you guys for credit repair for their clients and the ones who are kind of, they'll work with some credit repair clients if they quote unquote have to, but they'd rather not work with credit repair people? From a performance perspective, do you see the agents that work with you guys frequently with lots of different clients, do you see that their production is much higher in the real estate industry than the ones that are just kind of like, I work with them if I want to, or the ones that go, I hate working with credit repair people and stuff like that? What do you see between that? Do you see a big difference in between those agents?
Yes. So the agents that have success with credit repair clients, there's definitely like a formula to this. So paying attention to the person's story and understanding whether this is a series of bad habits or this is just a situation that they're in, or maybe they had habits and they kicked them and now they're at a point in their life where they are making better decisions. Those types of people, they're going to take the program more serious. They're going to turn in their updates. They're going to listen when I say, hey, you need to establish this, this, and this. And I send them links and they establish those positive lines of credit. You need to transfer this debt here. And we tell them this, on that side of it, I can control what I remove. I can control what we attack, but moving money around, opening up positive lines of credit, that's really on the client side. So when you have an agent that can identify and that's truly passionate about helping those types of clients, like someone that's maybe a 550 credit score with a couple medical collections, maybe an old AT&T bill, that is a perfect client. So if you'll take that, identify that, and then be serious about, letting the client understand that you're there to walk with them through this process, send them over to us. And a big thing is don't play credit repair expert. Even though you probably can, you should focus on selling homes, generate leads, let us partner with one of my guys on the floor and let that be your person and your point of contact, and let these credit consultations that last 30, 40 minutes, an hour, let those guys handle those, and keep in contact with you and really identify the ones that are going to take it serious, and then pay attention to those, identify them as hot leads, hot potential buyers for the future. I see agents all the time that will consistently close 1 or 2 deals a month off of that backlog that they weren't even looking at in the past because they were, maybe they had bad experience with credit repair company. They were using like a big box store.
If you don't mind addressing that. So I wanted to address that's the biggest elephant in the room. Whoever's watching this, a lot of agents immediately say credit repair is a scam. It's always a scam. I'm paying $24 a month or whatever, and they're supposed to remove 10 items a month, right? And I'm going to hit on stuff that shocked me when I got into learning about this more deeply. So why is it hey, Marcus, they're removing 10 items a month. I only have 2 credit cards. Isn't that 10 items? Why is it taking 6 months or a year to make any progress? What's going on? What do you guys do differently? Because if you can lay that out to everybody, why people are having those results getting stuck, and then what's different.
Yeah, so I classify credit repair companies into 3 categories. You have the guys that just very small, and they say, hey, I'm a credit repair expert, and they're sitting at their house and they get a client's credit report and click not mine, not mine, not mine on some type of online site like Credit Karma, or they log into Experian.com, not mine, not mine, not mine, click submit. And then that stuff would temporarily come off about half the time. And then a few months down the road, it relists back on, destroys the credit. Everything's listed as a new negative item once it's verified. So that's the first type of repair company that I deal with. And those are everywhere. So the first thing you have to identify is, did you hook up with one of those guys? And just because, and see what happens, how you get a good referral off those people is if they go in and delete a bunch of those negative items by claiming they're not, this is not my negative item, which once they verify it will be relisted. But during that time frame of being relisted, they've gotten that person really good results. Mm-hmm. So it's like, hey, this guy got 10 things removed. Well, they're going to be relisted, and it's a horror story, and the agent gets blamed for it, and it's a mess. And so then agents are like, I'm done. I'm never doing that again. That's the first type. The second type, mid-sized companies, and that's what I consider myself. And I'll hop back to that. But the large companies, we need to address that too, like Lexington Law Firm, RepairMyCreditNow.com. They're not bad companies. And I tell people that. That's the first thing whenever they ask me, do you believe in these companies? And I'm like, well, not bad companies. You have to understand what they are. And if you have one negative item on your credit report, that's reported, it's supposed to be, to all 3 credit bureaus. So that's really 3 items that have to be deleted. I explain to people a good, like someone that knows nothing about credit, I tell them Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. It's kind of like comparing AT&T, Sprint, and Verizon. There are 3 separate companies that do the same exact thing, but they are separately owned. They are not the same company. So if you have one negative item, I have to go in and delete it off of 3 different reports. So when you look at like Lexington Law Firm, and pretty much all of them that are Walmart style shops, if you go look on their website, they'll admit to you, we only dispute 5 items per month. Well, if you have someone that has 5 negative items on their credit, they really have 15 items that have to be deleted. So it takes 3 months for that company to even start working and are to hit every item one time, if that makes sense.
Right, and the items are, just to be clear, because this is something I learned from you, it's not just each credit card is an item. It's each credit card, right, and every single payment history is an item. So you can have one credit card and 10 late payments, and then you have, so that's 10, 20, 30 plus things that need to be removed. And if they're only removing 10 a month, you're in this credit repair till the end of time.
Yeah, a year and a half, yeah.
Yeah, for a year and a half. So, tell me a little bit about what you guys do within 24 hours of and I'm just looking, guys, I'm telling you this not just to shill for Marcus here, but I want you to know this so that when you have educated conversations with clients, or you're shopping around for different credit repair companies, even if it's not his, you need to know this is what's valuable, this is what works versus this is what doesn't work. So I hope you guys are tracking with me. So just when you guys get a client like that, let's say they've got 70 things on their credit bureau, right? They have a few different late payments, whatever, and they have 4 different items, ends up being 70 things. Rather than doing 10 a month, what's your approach?
Yeah, so we attack every single negative item every single month. I'm not the only game in town doing this, and what you just said is very important. Like, if you watch this and you're like, I don't like that Marcus guy. He's a goofy guy. I don't like that. That's okay. I just want you leaving this going, okay, I understand that I'm now empowered to ask the right questions to the people that are going to work on my client's credit. So you need to be able to track everything in real time. You want to see what they're doing. So you want a portal, you want to be able to track it. And then you want to make sure that they are going after every single negative item on that credit report each month. Don't play the game where we're going to dispute 5 or 6 this month and 5 or 6 the next month. And it takes 6 months to do what I'm doing in literally 48 hours, 24 hours. Whenever they send over their documents to me, they enroll in credit repair, they send over their documents. My processing team jumps on it usually same day. So within 24 to 48 hours, we have the letters that are, and this is very important too, the third thing, make sure you're sending, your credit repair guy sending actual hard paper letters, not cheesy online disputes.
That's right.
So the difference in that is typically, and it depends on the negative item, but it is the difference between going after the item on the ownership level versus like a verification process. So like a verification process would say something along the lines, it depends what we're talking about, but maybe I'm going to verify that the company that listed this on the client's credit report actually has the documents to prove that they filed everything the correct way. They gave me notifications. They gave me the opportunity to pay it before it was a collection. When you do an online dispute, you're typically just saying, not mine, submit. Well, not mine, they might say, okay, well, it's identity fraud. And I'm talking about TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. They say, okay, well, this is identity fraud, so we're going to go ahead and just remove it. But as soon as they verify that it's yours, it gets listed back on the credit, and that 7 years countdown starts over again. It's a brand new negative item.
Right. And I was answering questions. Somebody said, what's the name of the company? It's Legacy Credits. So we can, well, I'll provide a link in the description later on as well if you want to check them out. Okay, great. So guys, just to recap what he's saying here, remember, it's not okay just to go online, not mine, not mine, not mine.
Right.
60 days later, it's back on there. It's not going to work. You have to send legally, because the letters he sends out within 24 to 48 hours. And again, any company you use, you need to ask these questions. Yeah. These are legal letters. They're not just, I don't dispute this. They're attacking this. You have them, a legal team that drafted up these letters, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay, another thing I want to hit, guys, and I hope your ears perk up on this because this one just blew me away. Marcus, tell me the secret about medical collections. How do hospitals mess up? I have $300,000 of medical collections, right? And you're going to get it off my credit. What do hospitals make a mistake? Tell me about that kind of open, hidden secret.
Yeah, so I think let's start, because people really get offended when I say this, because there's a morality issue with credit repair. So people are going to say, well, you're deleting debt that they should be paying. That's not right. I'm not deleting debt. I'm deleting the record of the debt. I always tell people it's like looking into a mirror and I'm busting the mirror. I'm not touching the person. It's a reflection of what's out there. So the hospital that you owe the money to, or the collection company that you owe the money to, if we get it pulled off your credit report, you still owe the money to those the medical facility or the collection. Like, there's no one out there that can delete debt unless you get an attorney involved and there's something else that's not yours, or you've paid it or whatever. But I'm talking about in relation to credit history, which is what is used to qualify for a home. Whenever you have the negative item on the credit report and we go after it, we are deleting the record of the debt off of the history of the credit report. So whenever you have something like a medical collection, we delete those all the time. There's certain guidelines, like HIPAA laws that state that the privacy of the patient has to be kept. And then there's also some laws and regulations on the other side of the fence that says, on the credit bureau side, that you as the consumer have the right to go in and view that debt and verify that it is yours. Mm-hmm. So you're allowed to ask for things like dates, the reason for the debt. You're allowed to see kind of the history of it, how it ended up on the credit report. You can request all these things. So with medical debt, there's kind of some conflicting laws that basically the hospital can send over and sell that debt to a collection company, but they can't tell the collection company why you were in the hospital. They can't give your medical information out. So then when I go back over to the credit bureaus on your behalf and ask, listen, I want to verify this debt is mine. Please show me the history and the breakdown. I want to see some contracts. I want to see this. I want to see that. They request it from the hospital. The hospital says, I can't show you any of that. There's regulations that protect our patients' privacy. So we have really good success at deleting it. But keep in mind, whenever you have that happen, you still owe the money to the hospital, and the hospital or the collection company is just not going to be on the credit reports. When your client pulls the credit at the mortgage office to get the approval, it's not on there. The score goes up and everybody's good.
Right. That's great. Yeah. So at that point, it's between you and the hospital, but the credit bureau is not involved. And guys, just to, again, a summary of that, think of it like a process crime. It doesn't matter if you did the crime or not. If the officer didn't read you your rights and didn't follow every single, T of the law, they also have a responsibility, and if they didn't, it gets dismissed. So that's very much what he's saying there. It's actually following the laws. You're basically insisting that these hospitals and these collection bureaus follow the letter of the law, and if they don't, that is their fault. It's not, your fault. Someone's trying to be shady or anything. If anything else, you're keeping them honest to make sure they are following the laws. And a lot of times are not actually doing that. So you get these big debts taken off your credit bureau. William, if you want to jump in with anything, getting back to people, I think you've told this story before on the last live that we did, but you said you had a client that had really tough credit and she never really got it repaired even up until now. And you're talking about building that relationship with her and being able to get referrals off that.
It's been multiple. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I've got tons of stories.
Yeah.
Like, when I was an active agent before, let me rephrase. I'm still an active agent. I still do some stuff, but not as much as I used to now that we have the brokerage and things like that. But,
Sure.
but back when I was extremely active and, credit repair folks, unlike a lot of agents, are out there. Let's just be realistic, guys. 85 to 90% of the agents out there would prefer not to work with credit repair clients or leads. Just reality. I work with thousands of agents every year, and I see it all the time. That I've been in the dark spot that some of these people have been in. I've been at the bottom end of checks bouncing, and I've been at the top end of being okay. Right. So I get what it's like and how people are treated. So one of the things I did was, no matter where a person is in life, I sat down and I spoke to them. I didn't make it a requirement that they had to have good credit to meet with me. Now I wouldn't go out and spend the $50 taking them to dinner.
Right.
But buying them a $3 cup of coffee and making a new relationship with someone, whether that person had good credit or not, was the goal for me. Let me see if I can make a friend out of someone, or just somebody I know, right? And I've, like the one you're talking about, I've sold homes for and to her brother, sister, dad, mom and dad.
That's right.
That's so far resulted in, I haven't kept an accurate count, but I would say somewhere between $60,000 and $80,000 in commission, and they just keep referring other people to me. And the funny thing is she hasn't even bought a house from me yet.
Yeah.
She's still in credit repair. Her credit repair is fairly significant. So it's been about 2 years of repair for her. This was before I met Marcus. I don't even remember who she's with anymore. But she's getting it done. And, but that's just one. I mean, I've got tons of other ones. And that's why I tell people, like, don't just focus on the negative of, oh, this person has bad credit. It doesn't take you that much time to give them some information, give them some guidance, and help them into a credit repair program, and then set a follow-up in your calendar every 2 or 3 months to check on them and see if they're okay, create a relationship with them, because you know what? I've got a lot of family members that don't have great credit. And that work a 9 to 5 just like everyone else, and work to get by just like a lot of the middle class. But there are other parts of my family that have money,
right?
And you know what? I've been introduced to a lot of other people through those parts of my family that if they needed something, they now have a connection to me, or if I need something, I have a connection to them, or my uncles or whoever. Right?
Everybody's somebody. You can't.
That's exactly right. Everybody is somebody to somebody. The prime example is, I wish I could say her name, but the prime example is that potential client. I say potential client because she's never done a deal with me yet. But I've had. Dude, it's got to be like 12 deals I've done.
You know what, William? I just want you guys to listen to what he just said. This off the top blows up one of the biggest myths I see out there, that you have to have sold someone a home in order to get referrals off of them.
Right.
First, that's crazy, because what would you have if you're a killer agent? 20 referrals a year? I mean, really? You can live off that? No. What you have to have done is invested time into them. And so even 3 or 4 relationship conversations in, help them, you've added value or whatever, you can ask for a testimonial. And testimonials are much more powerful than referrals, because, again, I use this example because it's a recent one where, I got my car. It was my birthday. My lease was up, got a car. The guy who sold it to me, Jeff Collier, fantastic guy. But if he called me today and said, Stefan, who do you know that's looking to buy or sell a car? I would be like, nobody, right? Switch it up just a minute, right? Let's pretend I still had bad credit like I did back in the day. He spent 3 or 4 conversations with me, showed me cars, took me for a test drive, took some time with me, called me back. Let's say I wasn't able to get the car. Stefan, how was your experience? Man, fantastic. I actually feel kind of bad I wasn't able to get it. Listen, don't worry about it. Hey, can I ask you something, Steph? You know, everything's online nowadays. Would you mind making a post on your Facebook? You don't got to jump through any hoops. Just make a post and say, I spoke with Jeff. He was, I had a bunch of questions around getting a car. He was really great answering my questions. If you have any questions about getting a car, reach out to him. You see, so you can do that for real estate as well. It's kind of essentially what William had done with this client, you know, without necessarily mentioning Facebook, but it's the same kind of idea. You know, a testimonial. Like, listen, you know, William's an awesome guy. He took all this time to help me out, answer questions. They don't have to mention if they bought a home, didn't buy a home. Just that you answered questions. You're the question answering guy, right? And just a quick math on that, guys, just to mess with your head for a second. The average person on Facebook has 300 to 500 friends, okay? If you had 2 people a week out of all your conversations that you had, do that. At the end of a year, that's over 30,000 people. 30,000 people, and they know who you are. They know what you do. They know that you're a nice person that's a realtor that will answer questions for them. So even if the person you're talking to and building a relationship with, again, can't move forward for 3 or 4 months or something, because you invested time, you earned the right to have them testify about the fact that you care about people and you answer questions. You've opened 50 more doors, right? So I wanted to mention that. Now, I did mention earlier, and we're getting up to the an hour mark, so I don't want to keep you guys in suspense forever, that there is a 48-hour challenge. We're throwing down the gauntlet. We're putting it out there. So Marcus is putting on his Lead Source Management Call Center app. The hat, I'm sorry. And Marcus, tell me what we got going on, crazy kid. What are you doing?
So what we're wanting to do here is create a lot of value and show people how awesome the call center side is, lead generation, what we can do with your leads and how we work leads. So we had a gentleman that we did this for back in beginning of 2019. The lead that he turned into us, and I'm going to drop this story first to get some people's attention, was a lead from 2017. We had our call center reach out via text, then scheduled a call. Call went well, set an appointment with a realtor. And the guy was being very, not secretive, but just wouldn't give us too much information. We didn't even know what this call was going to turn into. Realtor calls us back and goes, hey, this is a $1.2 million deal. I am pumped right now. I cannot believe this. It's 2019. This happened all the way back in 2017, and this guy went live again. It's unreal. So what we're wanting to do to show you how well we work leads, we will actually take, if you have a minimum of 2,000 backlog leads, I don't care how old they are, we have a call center that will go in and text every single lead. And I say it just like this, it's a strategically simple text message. Hi, this is Marcus. And let's say the realtor's name is Sue. I would say, hi, this is Marcus, coordinator for Sue. Just wanted to check in and see if you're still interested in purchasing a home. So we'll send every single lead a text. Mm-hmm. We will schedule a phone call, one of our next step home buying experts, very simple conversation. Hi, this is Marcus. Just wanted to see if you are, where you're at in the home buying process. What do you need? How can I help? We take some notes. If they're ready to speak with you, we submit an online form that has your email address in it. It gets delivered right to your inbox, and you have a hot client. So we can go through 2,000 leads in about 24 to 48 hours and generate a ton of business for you. We'll do this absolutely for free. Yep. And that will generate, hopefully, off the appointments that we set with you, a few deals. It'll motivate you to do some business with us and show you how well we can take care of those leads for you.
Guys, did you hear that? So if you got a backlog of 2,000 plus, right? And I'm telling you, if you're like, well, Steph, I don't have quite 2,000, talk to your lender, talk to your broker. This is an opportunity, a golden opportunity, because the strength of our partnerships, William, Noah, and Marcus, us wanting to show you guys value. Every time you say we get on these calls, we want to add value to you. Get in touch. You can just email them to callcenter@leadsourcemanagement.com. That's callcenter@leadsourcemanagement.com. Make sure, of course, include your name and contact info. and we'll have Marcus's the call center upload those, work them, and then start sending you over people that are interested. The whole goal of this is to demonstrate value up front and then impress you, and then obviously earn your business, right? Like William mentioned earlier, some people want to do all their follow-up themselves. They want to just learn how to create ads, and Social Agent is the best there is out there at that. If that's your goal and you have plenty of follow-up, you don't need it. But if you're someone that doesn't want to really actively be creating ads, managing ads, you don't want all the ad spend rolled in, you don't want the follow-up by live human beings and all that stuff, you then do Social Agent. If you do want all that, then lead source management is the solution for you. And just want to put that out there. So if you guys are really excited about that, Marcus, thank you so much for your team and making that available to everybody. It's just exciting. It's amazing.
We're happy to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And let me answer a few of these questions that have come through on the comments here.
Mm-hmm.
Let me refresh the page just to make sure I have everyone's questions up, everybody. So give me just a second.
Sure.
And I'm going to address a few of these in here, and then we will wrap up shortly after that.
Hey, while you're pulling those up, William, let me just mention we have if they want to have a conversation or whatever, you can text me at 972-364-7842. Shoot me a text message, and then if I'm not on a call, I'll just call you right back. Or if you have a quick question, they can always text me. There's going to be questions like some of the questions I get. Well, how do I know that my leads are going to make their way back to me? So when you send over the email, we store every single lead with your information on that lead, and then whenever the agent has the conversation, the next step home buying expert on my side has a conversation as one of your coordinators, then the lead is turned back in, sent back over to the same email that you sent the stuff back. So everything's trackable. You get weekly updates. But if you have any other questions, just text me at 972-364-7842, and I'll take care of them.
There you go. That man just gave you his cell phone number. So that's how serious it is. All right, guys, I'm going to answer a few of these questions here. One of them is, yes, are the webinars back? Yes, the webinars are back. We've been doing them every other week for the past few months. We have missed a couple just due to some health stuff for me, and just one that, quite frankly, we dropped the ball and had the wrong date down. It is what it is. I'm not going to lie to you. That's what happened. We missed the date. Yes, we missed the date. But yeah, so every other week we're going to try to bring you guys something new, something with a lot of value. And this one's huge.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of value in this. All right, next question. What does it cost for the client to use the credit repair service Marcus offers? So Marcus's team has a set rate that they use, but there's also, I know, discounts that they use for people that are with the Social Agent and LSM. So you need to make sure that you when you talk to Marcus, you let them know who you're with. But Marcus, if you want to give us just a quick 5-second rundown of what it would cost to get a client in credit repair. And guys, I don't even remember what these rates are, but I do want to tell you, remember that cheaper is not always better. Cheaper is when you end up with a company that says, oh, we're going to charge you this to repair your credit. But on the back end, you find out that they're only disputing 5 things total per month, and it's going to take them 17 years to repair your credit.
That's right.
So,
yeah. So just real fast, $179 down, $100 a month, 100% money back guarantee, guarantee all deletions stay deleted. And then we have a lifetime membership that is automatically enrolled in. If anything ever happens again to your credit, you call me back. You don't have to pay the enrollment fee, and we just hook you up with the monthly fee, and we're able to waive that enrollment fee. So it's $179 down, $100 per month. And then there is some discounts and stuff. So whenever you call in, I'll talk to you about it.
There you go. All right. So for those of you who are interested in just a one-off, hey, I want to throw my clients in a credit repair situation, you can go to their website, legacycredits.com. Otherwise, if you're interested in having your backlog of leads worked, you can go to Marcus directly. He put his phone number down in just a few minutes ago. All right, Scarlett Roger. No, not Legacy Legal. It's Legacy Credits. Let's see. Melissa Orr. No, we don't verify if they are on the do not call list or not, because these leads that come in, even if they are on the do not call list, when they submit their info requesting information, that negates
That's right.
them being on the do not call list, because they have requested information from you. That would negate them from, from being that being applicable for you or any partners that you have calling on your behalf, because when they call out, it's going to be, hey, you submitted your information for XYZ from Melissa Orr, and we're calling you about that. Yeah, that's a big question. That's a great question, because that's a big question. So everybody's like, yeah, I don't want to get caught, hit dinged or whatnot. But we can always go and and prove, like, hey, I know you made this complaint, dude, but here's your submission to my ad right here. Like,
and not only that, but we're really on top of it, with force management.
Yeah.
Someone says, "Don't contact me." That's it.
Yeah,
we
we're
DNC
done.
them right away. Tag them, DNC them, they're done.
Yeah, at that point, that's correct. At that point, they have the opportunity to go, hey, don't call me or I'm going to report you. At that point, it goes back into effect. We do have to follow those rules, and they are removed from the system.
And remember too, when I said a strategically simple text, I knew we were going to get this question a lot. So let's just real life scenario. So if William sent me over like the leads and I'm going to message them, you're not going to have, you might have a crazy person every once in a while, but if the message was, hi, this is Marcus. I'm a coordinator for William. Are you still interested in purchasing a home? We will get the replies back. Everything's live, no bots. So I literally have a team of people that work on the texting side and a team of people that work over on the actual calling side. So typically everybody replies, you send over 2,000 over a couple of days. Everyone's going to reply like, yes, no, leave me alone. Actually, I'm not, but William did help me out, and I have a friend that's actually now wanting to purchase. And then we generate that. So most of the time when you send that very simple first text message, because we've tried, I think my team's sending something like 7,000 texts a day, and we're not bulking, we're not bot. It's literally, they sit there all day long, 150 at a time, and then they answer individually when they respond back in. That strategically simple text keeps us out of trouble, because we're not automating, we're not botting people to death. These are real people that go, hey, leave me alone, I'm not trying to purchase. And we're like, completely understand, thank you, have a great day, DNC them, they're done.
Great answer.
Let's see. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see. There is. Okay, I saw something in the chat, but that's just Marcus's contact information. Guys, I think this should do it. If you all have any questions, and for those of you who missed this in the beginning, I am going to just go over this stuff one more time. I think, again, like I said in the beginning, I'm going to do this on every single webinar, Stefan, because there are so many people who don't know, because of all of the different layers of things that we offer, who we are, what we do. So one, the social agent. This is where it all started. It's a one-time fee training to teach you how to do your own advertisements, learn how to generate leads if you want to on your own, and implement ads into your own system that are for you to use as much as you want, whenever you want, however you want. No monthly fees after that, other than, of course, what you're going to pay to Facebook to advertise them. Lead Source Management is the company that we spun up because we realized there were a certain amount of people, a certain percentage of the industry who either don't want to learn how to do this on their own, or don't have the time to do it, or whatever the reason may be. They would rather just pay someone monthly to do it for them, and that's okay. So we launched Lead Source Management to
plus the follow-up.
With the follow-up to alleviate those issues for those agents. And then we brought in Legacy Credits to help with our credit repair clients, but we also brought on Marcus to help us launch the call center for the social agent and Lead Source Management clients, so that your leads can get followed up on that back end. We can get you out any deals that are ready for you, and we can put any clients that are not ready into credit repair and then kick them out to you when they are ready. So, our goal, as I've grown the social agent and then brought on more people like Stefan and Luis and Patrick and Jennifer Bennett and all the other people that work with me and for me, it's all so we can create this big wheel of deals for you guys. And that's why I am always going to be passionate about working credit repair leads, working with people, period.
Right.
Like, it's crazy to me when I see agents move away from individuals because of their credit or because of their age.
Yeah.
Right. I bought my first home. I was homeless at a certain age for a little while, and then with my mom, and then with such and such, and then I went from being getting a GED and barely making it through Job Corps to the next couple of years. I finished college, started working for Dell, and bought a house at 21. Yep. You never know what someone's path is going to lead them to.
Yep.
So, never take those people for granted. Create that relationship. Cost you $3 to, for the lead, another couple dollars for a cup of coffee. It costs you $5 to meet someone and potentially meet the rest of their friends and family. So that time I spent with that one person, that lady, I think I spent probably, if I'm being realistic, I probably bought her an $8 cup of coffee. Bought myself an $8 cup of coffee from overpriced Starbucks. But and in return, so far, I mean, 60 to 80 grand in commission, just because I treated her like a human being, and she said, "Hey, Dad, you should be talking to this guy. He's cool."
Yep.
And that's how I got that listing in that buy on the lake, right? So never take those things for granted. 15 seconds can either make you 60 grand or cost you 60 grand.
That's right.
Right.
Great point.
All right, guys. So that's all I've got. There's one more question, then we're going to shut it down. Is LSM and LC also in Spanish? Marcus, do we have Spanish speaking agents yet?
Yes.
Okay, there you go. And there are Spanish speaking agents with Smart Alto as well. That's who handles the follow-up side of, or part of the follow-up side of some of the LSM stuff that we do. So yeah, you're covered on the Spanish side.
We do have different plans. If you feel at all confused, don't worry. Reach out to Marcus. Reach out to myself. We will spend the time with you individually, talk you through different options. I know it's kind of tough on this environment to track everything. So Don't be stressed out. Just reach out. We got you, and we'll get you going.
Absolutely.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to shut this down. I will send over the recording to Stefan later. He'll upload it to YouTube. We will post it tonight, maybe, because I'll be in my sleep study, which is going to suck so bad. If not, worst case, we'll get it posted tomorrow. And if you guys need anything at all, you know where to reach me. All right, have a good day, guys. Thanks, Marcus, for joining us.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.